Begin. What the Vernisalith? I'm actually a fan of Vernisalith. I like the Vera. Vera being able to not be chain link blocked. It can negate any part within the chain link, similar to the new Raziel field spell, which is absolutely broken. We are going popping off with a Diablo. This is why you want to be able to imperm or veil with a Diablo. Now, if you're losing to Azamina, consider this card. This card is a blowout against Azamina. This is why a lot of people are dropping Azamina, because at the higher ranks, Retaliating Sea is so annoying to deal with. You have to summon it in response to a spell card that includes the effective special summon, which would be the Hallowed Azamina, and then once it's on the field, any card sent to the grave is banished instead. So if we read the ruling of this card or the breakdown of how this card works, it states that you're going to send a Sinful Spells from your hand or field to the graveyard, then special summon the revealed monster. Then does not work if you don't exactly do what it says before the then. So because it cannot go to the graveyard, you then do not special summon and everything's getting banished. Banish, reveal, banish, end the turn, just like that. And Retaliating Sea, if this card's sent from the field to the graveyard, notice how it's not when this card is sent to the graveyard, which means you can link summon with it. It will then activate and not miss the timing on searching your deck for... You're going to see it right now. What are we searching for that you can't search for in the TCG? A Max freaking C. Yup. Everything's banished, but only for the opponent, because we then link it off and then search for a Max C for the next turn. So he first stopped you with Retaliating Sea, and then that same Retaliating Sea now gives us a Max C, and Earl's like, oh crap, you got me. Yup, I would have made my big plays here. Yup. All right, ooh, we got our Shuffler, beat down. You know, unfortunately, this being a rogue deck, we don't have big plays beyond the Retaliating Sea. That's okay, I'm not gonna judge you for that. It is with Naturia though. Bro, Earl, what are we doing here? We do have 1800 defense, which is actually quite large. Access code talker is here. This is it, Goki Pull. We're gonna chain link block the Goki Pull from any potential card effects that they would want to be activating. We're gonna be searching our deck. Wow, search Retaliating Sea. Ain't that something? Banish away Little Knight, take out the Ash Blossom, 3,300 life, Max C, lethal damage. Okay. Retaliating Sea stole that entire duel. That was wild. Because had that Hallowed Azamina went through, it would have been full field disruption, 7+ disruptions they'd have to be dealing with. One Retaliating Sea stopped it all. Similar hands, right? We didn't have Max C in our other hand. We need the Retaliating Sea to search. We have the Bonfire searching Ash, Ash on someone, search the Poplar. This is when the Max C is going to get fired off. Max C, just like that. Now, I think it's still worth it to make a Masquerena under the Max C. Let's see what we do there, though. We droll ourselves. There you go. Droll yourself. Now, it does stop the effect of Poplar, but that's okay. We can still make great plays under Droll. And remember, we have Retaliating Sea waiting to activate. But if we knew that they had Retaliating Sea for game 1, then we play around it. So this is the conundrum with Retaliating Sea. It's like a Drowning Mirror Force. It's like a Nibiru, where if you don't expect it, it's really good. If you do expect it, it's not as good. And we expect it. So we're just not going to play into it whatsoever. Or at least when we do play into it, we're going to have ways to out it. Let's speed this up. Did we not activate Diablo Star? Really? Why not? I feel like we had more stuff if we want to. I guess, well, sure, this is fine, I guess. So we do have Masquerena double banish. We have double monster to get with the Apollo. I guess... we were under Droll, to be fair. Okay, we're under Droll, so if we weren't under Droll, we had big plays of searching. Otherwise, you'd be grabbing the original Sinful to summon from the deck, but we already went through the Snake Eye plays, so Diablo Star's part was done. And look at the screen is still lighting up for Maxi and Droll. It's lagging behind. Konami, are we good? You gotta speed this up. Maxi, in response to the Naturia blessing, to special summon a Naturia from the hand or grave. Come forth, Sunflower. Now, the Sunflower is quite interesting. When the opponent activates a monster effect, you could tribute a Naturia monster and this card to negate the activation. We don't have a Naturia, unfortunately. With the Retaliating Sea on field, does it automatically turn on the ability of everything getting banished? I believe it has to be summoned. Only if summoned this way from the hand through a spell card, only then are cards being banished when they're sent to the graveyard. Otherwise, it does not have to be summoned in a specific way to search for a Maxi when sent from the field to the grave. We're gonna go into Masquerina with the Flameburst. As you can see right there, Flameburst is going to the graveyard. It's not getting banished. Into Little Knight. Yeah, we scoop it. All right, 1 and 1. Wow. Wow. Think about this. If we say that Droll is bad, well, because you could play through Droll, you then use a Droll that's bad against you, but you use it against yourself to stop their Max C. So because it's bad, it's actually good. Now, how do you know when you should play Droll yourself? Can you perform multiple disruptions through a Droll? If you can't, then you maybe don't want to play Droll unless it's hard shutting down a very popular deck. If the White Force were to become the #1 deck, then I think you play Droll just for that reason to stop them. But Snake Eyes, you can see here clearly, Drolling yourself still ends on a ton of disruption, stopping the Maxi or a Fool loss. Starting this off, here's the big problem with Vernissalith. When they get ashed. Big minus. We have 3 cards left in our hand, and Ash just stops everything that we're just trying to do there. Discard and another card, and then add a card from the deck. Whoopsies. Now we're going to Vernissalith after having to deal with the Ash Blossom, search for a Keldo. We're going to Reborn back from the graveyard. Normal summon the Keldo. We're going to hit them with the Fool Loss before they go into a Plan B, Baguska. Any monster that's not a Link is forced into defense, and if they activate while in defense, they are now negated. Is that going to be good enough? We have lots of Link monsters, so we don't care. Promethean could swing right on over it. Sequence could still fuse under it, but into a monster that would then be negated. Little Knight is one of the big counters, but if you Little Knight it, you then can't attack directly. Yep, let's just see what happens. Requiem's going to be unaffected. It's not forced in defense, could still summon from the deck. We're going to Engraver, return back Requiem, Reborn. Get ready to link this off into Sequence. Sequence not negated. Use the graveyard into a Desiree, which is negated. We're going to Tract, Banish, fuse away the Desiree into Lacrima, which is negated. Okay, but we do use the effect of Desiree to send the Bagusa to the grave. Sure. Get sended. And now we have Keldo in grave, ready to shuffle back up to 3 cards from either player's grave. Will that be disruptive? Not really, I'm sure. It's not going to be enough. We're going to grab a Divine Temple from the deck. Divine Temple equipped in the back row. Snake-Eyed Diablo. We're going to Keldo. Ooh, does this stop the summon of Snake-Eyed Diablo? Let's read this. So we're targeting the Ash Blossom, then we're going to shuffle the Ash Blossom back in the deck in response to its effect, wanting to summon itself in the back row. So reading this, target a fire, place it, and if you do, which we're not, only then can you special summon the card. So it does stop the special summon. We're going to go into Link Karibo, trigger the Poplar, equip itself into the back row, send summon a Doom Dragon, 8,300 damage on the field. Doom Dragon is really popping off. The card came out way too late in the TCG. Original Sinful Spoils was banned before the release of Doom Dragon. Good job, Earl GB. Let's keep on going. Begin. Just like that, Spiral Resort, search our deck for our quick fix, and nothing can get imperm that has Spiral in the name. Correctly calling the top card of the deck to special summon the Super Agent. Quick fix search in our deck for a Spiral Gear Big Red, which could reborn a monster from Engrave. We're going into the Double Helix. We now know the top card of the deck being a monster. We're going to first summon a Diablo by getting the Rainbow Bridge Engrave. Diablo is something that is targetable. A good one, I'd say. Are we playing Azamina? Do we have room in the extra deck for that nonsense? We do not. We are playing Fiendsmith, though. We're going to Double Helix into Ash Blossom Negate. The ability to grab a Spiral from the deck and summon it has been stopped. Now we're going to quick fix, discard a card from our hand, Reborn. Now when it leaves the field, it will get banished, and a good way to get around that is going to be Exceeding with it. But we did not get to do that. We are linking it off. It does get banished as we now go into our Masquerina. Masquerina could get impermed here, as it is our only form of disruption. That's it. Imperm in the draw phase, where it could only activate in the main phase. You need your settings toggled on to even make that play. As we now engrave, search for the Tract. Tract is going to, okay, we're going to Rainbow Bridge, search our deck. You could use a card like Rainbow Bridge to chain link block a card that needs to be directly chaining to a card. That would be something like Maiden. Maiden needs to be targeted and then chain directly to being targeted to summon a monster from Engrave. That's where you could chain a nothing effect like Rainbow Bridge to block that. We're going to come forth into Requiem. Let's speed this up. Requiem, summon for the deck. Engraver, equip onto the Engraver. We could send a card in the field to the graveyard. Say goodbye to that Masquerina. We're now going to return back Requiem, summon from Engrave, go into the Sequence. Sequence is going to be using the graveyard to fuse into our Lacrima. Lacrima on summon, reborn the Engraver, normal, the Oak. Don't activate the Oak yet. We're going to use the secondary effect, summon an Ash from the deck, add a Poplar, summon Poplar. About 10 minutes later, we'll be having an OTK on the field. Let's hop into game 2. SPYRAL Resort. Again, we're going to be protected from being targeted, but we do have Ash Blossom for a negate. Let's just at least look at one card here. We are co-linked 3 times, so that means that if a card or effect is activated, we can negate the activation and banish that card. That is insane. Any card that's special summoned and is not linked will not be activatable. So you're gonna have to special summon in front of Apollo USA, and then that's it. That's your only monster that can activate. Singularity could spin a card back. We got the Floodgate effect of Griffin. We have Apollo with the triple negate. We have Masquerina with the double banish. We have Sleeper with pop up to 2 cards on the field. Is this only 9 disruption? Yeah, only 9. Okay, 9. What can we do against 9? Original Sinful, send Ash to summon for the deck. Trigate Wizard, negate, and banish the Original Sinful. Kind of weak, right? Only 9. We have the Deception Sinful, tributing a monster to search our deck. Spiral Sleeper is going to chain pop it with 7 more disruptions to go. All right, let's hop into game number 3. Poplar into the Original Sinful, set up the Divine Temple, link Karibo, trigger the Poplar. We have double monster negate plus negate any card in the field plus negate anything with Sylvia plus double banish with Masquerina. That's 6 disruption. We then have Promethean Princess on a special summon pop a monster. That's 7 disruption plus Drone Lockbird, which is 8. What'd I say? I said 7 to 8. We got 8 disruption plus a max C. Oh boy. Let's go. Let's go. SPYRAL Resort will make our spirals untargetable. Super Agent can pop a back row card. Droll we can no longer add from the deck. And if we pop a back row card here, that can, force out a negate of the Apollo mate. Negate and not destroy. So we have the Super Agent still on field here. Desiree is a non-target negate, so the SPYRAL Resort does not protect from that. We have Magician's Soul to battle phase, wiping away the Apollo USA. We're now down to 6 disruption. Going even with the Sylvia, we're now down to 5 disruption. Oak's going to send the Resort to summon from the deck a Flameburge Dragon. If Flameburge is sent to the graveyard, we're going to be reborning 2 level 1 fires, which we only have in Oak. So a really good way to deal with the Flameburge is going to go into a Little Knight. Little Knight, banish away the Flameburge before it can activate to push a card on the field or in graveyard into the back row. Banish with Little Knight. Trigger our own Flameburge, reborn all of our bodies. Did I already count the Droll as being a disruption? We have Little Knight, Desiree, and Promethean. So we're actually down to 3 disruption already. Desiree negates. So we still have Little Knight banish. We still have Promethean Princess. We didn't even bother using Maxi. You know, we did Droll ourselves, so we couldn't Maxi. That's what good decks be doing. Meta Sheep, that's his name. Meta Sheep GB, being a Meta Sheep, winning the match.